players, and when it comes to such a fast-paced game mode such as Hardpoint, this is really where they can shine.
Yeah, obviously we're going to kick things off here with Shocks on our screens right now. So we're going to head to this right-hand side. Obviously the first hard point will be located there in circle as they all try and head down on in and get the first points on the board. The first points will go to TK though as they whitewash a few players out of there, but Fighter managed to break the blow with Buzzers there help as well with that two-piece, and they'll get the points back on the board.
All right, well straight into circle. It's going completely into Mindfreak control here. I'm having a quick look on Shocks and seeing what's going down. Shocks now in the circle area, vaulting around, trying to pick up the kill. Doesn't manage to find anybody, but his teammates are there with support, and every point here being soaked up by Mindfreak.
Oh, Sharp just hitting the canisters there and getting blown up by his own doing. So I wasn't probably thinking there was too many close players in that vicinity at the time. 25-5 the scoreline right now here on this first hard point. You'll notice Den's on our screens just waiting and watching for these guys to pick and poke. It looked like that might have been Looney who was just trying to test the waters, so to speak, there before he decides to challenge on down. But the last man in time will go to Mindfreak while TK gets it up for next.
Yeah, and it's great actually to see the eliminated Australians really getting behind Mindfreak here. Of course, they are friendly rivals, and we know that there's this kind of friendly rivalry going on because T1 Dodders placed 5th at the last Call of Duty World Championships, and I know that Mindfreak want to beat that.
Oh, indeed they do, in order to do exactly the same. We'll see Goonjar now on our screens from the TK side. He gets cleaned up inside that hard point. Dennis does manage to break it with the help of his teammates, and they'll get some more points. Like once again, over Theories tries to challenge there. Shocks makes short work. Looney comes back off that respawn to find Shocks, however, and they'll get one player inside the hard point to accumulate some points here now. So a minute and a half gone. The scoreline is 50-23. More points are getting put up by TK right now as these guys both try and challenge and contest it at Eskies.
All right, well, here we go. Top Eskies shop doing some great work there. Does eventually get shut down. Switch things back over to the TK lineup. I want to see if Looney's able to do anything. Looney is an absolute pleasure to watch. I mean, he can just rack up ridiculous amounts of kills. An insane slayer and such a strong player for the TK lineup.
As you'll see now, Sharp on our screens. He's getting set for next side. There, the TK team seem to be giving all the scrap time to MF, when I feel that TK perhaps should be trying to get a little bit more of their own because they are currently down by 40 points. That being said, though, they seem to know what they're doing. They're trying to get set up early for blue and get that lockdown.
All right, well, here Looney goes, just sitting up top boxes, going back and making sure he's soaking up every single point that he can. He is currently the only TK player on that hard point, but it has been broken as Shocks ventures in there, and the tides have turned as Mindfreak regain control.
Shocks currently up in that back corner. Obviously, when players come in, they usually check boxes. Shocks in the opposition side of things, though, spins around. One more player behind him in window, popping on through. Looking for time to take him out. It's going to be Goonjar there as he gets a clean two-piece to hold clean that out. Looney will do the same, and just like that, TK get themselves in a 30-point game.
Oh, great teamwork here by TK. You can see that kill feed completely TK dominated. Den's finally breaking that, but we are still seeing this hardpoint in control, and they are bringing this back. I mean, they were down so much, and you can see we've got a game in our hands here as TK is settling in and finding the feed.
Yeah, definitely that early rotation over to the blue side of things definitely worked in TK's favour here, and you'll notice that they've brought this back to a 10-point, minus that now into a 6er, as he'll rotate obviously onto top green. All these players looking to get set up there, but MF do currently have that one sit down for themselves as they get set up there and get some extra points back to increase their lead how they had it.
There we go. Look at Sharp now, currently on a 5 streak. He's on fire, 13-6, wanting to punch his way into this hardpoint area up top green. Oh, shaky shooting. He is just about going to be able to clean up the shot on Shocks, but Fighter answers right back.
You see that scoreline becoming now 93-70. Fighter and Buzzin both clean up a few kills each there, and captures to their name. Buzzin the only player without a cap to his name, but he does have a couple of kills there. He could pick up a few more, I feel, at this sort of time from his point of view as he falls off the map. You don't want to be doing that right now when you have hill control, but it seems that Shocks and Dans are doing their best to keep it that way and keeping it locked down. One more player in the corner. Ooh. Big plays there by Goonjar breaking that hill.
Yeah, really nice play from Goonjar. Read the game well, knew that somebody would be in that corner, throws himself in there, but with 10 seconds left on the clock, the teams really need to be thinking about this rotation, and it just seems that TK have the edge on this. They're getting set up quite well, and Mindfreak are trying the best to break it.
Yeah, you got to watch out. Here come the spam from all those nades. You're going to try and congest this hill as much as they can. Obviously, it does have 3 players of TK inside there right now. As it drops down to 1, Dance runs in to get that 2-piece there. He gets cleaned up afterwards by Looney. Goonjar trying to pre-fire the wrong doorway, though. One player came in from behind to pick him up. Now, Looney was in the hill there for a little while. He did manage to get a few points. They're just 20 points, or 18 points away, while Mindfreak gets set back up and regain control of this middle hill in Biolab. Of course, the last hill for this rotation. They've got another 30 points to be gained from it, but this is the one where you always have so much congestion going on with players and spam of nades and attacks coming on through.
Yep, and usually you will just see all the players flood in there so that all 4 will be sat on it, but it's not going to matter because every single kill here going towards Mindfreak, some massive slaying. Goonjar finally changing that, and just to reiterate this point by Acid, both of these teams guaranteed a $25,000 prize, but this game is for a guaranteed $50,000. They're looking to double their prize fund and advance further at the World Championship.
They definitely want it right now. Of course, Sharp, big two-piece coming out that bell in the background. We see him raining fire down. Shocks, and Sharp gets another one there for a 3-kill streak now for him. He finally gets taken down. It was going to be Buzzin to do so. 147 to 98, that scoreline. Buzzin and Vida both turning things up now here on Circle.
Oh yeah, they are getting turned. Den's thrown himself into Circle, and once again, kill after kill going towards Mindfreak. The Aussies are coming out hot, and TK are finding them very difficult to deal with. Let's get on board with somebody from TK, and I want to see what's going on with Sharp because he's going massive for his team right now. 23 to 13 is the kills versus deaths. Needs to throw himself into those hardpoint objectives a little bit more, only 1 under his belt.
Yeah, obviously Sharp, you know, trying to do that Slayer role a bit more and a bit better for his team there, and he is doing so. But at the same time, the OBJ parts of it are drying a little bit down. You know, Looney's got 5 caps to his name, as does Fury, 4 captures too, and Goonjar with 3, you know, so overall they've got some good caps to their name, but at the same time, if you look at MF side of things, they've got 6, 5, 3, and 1 across their board, so a couple of little extra ones there, and that's where you sort of see where that scoreline is coming from. You got 176 to 104, you know, KD-wise, it's all pretty even across that board.
Yeah, Mindfreak asking a lot of questions here of TK, but TK struggling to find the answer to these big pushes that they're making. Goonjar there getting shut down by Dens again. We are seeing TK make this initial push into the hardpoint area, but they're just struggling to hold on to it.
That turret coming out there from Shocks, being a bit cheeky there on Theories, who was inside that hardpoint at the time. Sharp now putting shots down onto the right-hand side of Fighter. Fighter staying alive, 182 to 113 on the scoreboard right now. 30 seconds left here at Eskies in regards to inside red. You can grab some time from that hill with 3 minutes 20 left on the clock right now. It's still MF in the lead, but you know, TK are very answering back as best they can here.
Yep, and here we are with Shocks now, who's decided to actually go for the rotate. And with 14 seconds left on the clock, he knows it's pretty much pointless to go for that final push. They're just going to allow TK to get the remaining points on there, and they're just going to get set up in the positions that they feel necessary.
Now, here's the interesting thing. During the first rotation, it was Mindfreak getting the scrap time and TK who set up on blue early. This time around, it's the opposite. So if TK can push in here and break it like they almost pretty much just have, it looks like, then they're going to get the some points back. They just did exactly what MF did last time around. However, Theory does get dropped by Buzzins. Buzzins' 2-piece is really going to help them out here. They've got to break that last player who's inside of there. It's going to be now a 38-point game. 2 players from MF go on in, and they both managed to pick up the kills they needed. Shocks' 2-piece. Fighter picked up 1 as well. 192 to 150, a 43-point game.
Oh, Shocks actually managed to find 3 there. Massive play again, and you can just see the talent here from Mindfreak. They seem to be able to just throw themselves into a hardpoint area and win every single gunfight, but TK doing everything they can to break this. Only 51 points separating these teams, and TK have found an answer to them. They've managed to get into the hardpoint area and are trying to pick up some points.
Yeah, they have. They just swarmed it from 3 different angles. 1 through window, 1 through back door, 1 through front, and it allowed them to break that hill and get control back. Mindfreak then trying to push it once more time. They might give up those 9 seconds left right now. It seems that they're against giving up. They want to get that extra scrap time out. They're not going to give it away like they did last one on Eskies. They're going to get every single point they can before they rotate around the top green.
Oh, Bioacid, this is going to come right down to the wire. You know, TK are setting up well on the top green area here. They're going to bring themselves right back into this game. They've been trailing for pretty much the entire time, but this is where they need to turn up. This is where they need to make this comeback.
Big game, big guns indeed, firing on out. 207 to 173 right now. It's a 40-plus point game, as it's going to see right now. Oh, it looks like they've actually stopped them down. I thought they were going to hit that 40-point mark, but TK managed to stop them, managed to slow it down, managed to regain control here on top green. As if I say that, Fighter and Buzzin both come flying on through with the help of Dens. They put 1 player in the corner. It allows them to increase their score once again, 215. It's not over yet though, still time to come back. It's only going to be a 40-point lead with 1 minute 10 left on the clock, so there's a total of 70 points to be had.
Yeah, and Den's just trying to get every single point on this top green area. It'll make it so much easier as they go into the final rotation, and the Aussies are doing an absolute great job of this. It goes on the contest, but once again, Dens comes out on top in that gunfight, and here we go to the square or to the bio area. Let's see what's going to happen.
It's a 51-point game, 50 seconds just left. It's going to come right down to the wire. Maybe a tie. That's if TK get every single second. They haven't. Mindfreak have just given themselves that first game in this map and in this series on that hard point by a lab. But, you know, they're not going to stop right now. TK are still going to fight. They're still going to stay alive. They're going to still try and close this one out. But at the same time, Mindfreak want that 250. They want to make sure they can. It's been known that they've hit 250 points up against one of the best teams that are right here at this event, but they're not there yet. They've still got to stop. TK doing an amazing work right now to stop Mindfreak from hitting that last 4 points. Excellent momentum here from TK. You know, Fighter and Shock picked up a couple of kills just there. They're finally flooding it once again. Mindfreak finally get back in. TK, excellent work to them in those last moments. Even though Mindfreak only needed 4 more points, and even though it was already mathematically impossible, TK not giving up without that fight, really showing that they're still here to mean business. And, you know, in the end, they did get 250, but it's just that mind game thing. If you can stop a team from getting 250, it's still a big confidence thing coming into the next game. Absolutely.
Well, the end result is going to be a 58-point difference there. 250 to 192 in Mindfreak's favor. Great play from the Australians. And you know, credit needs to be given to them now. I'm just having a quick scan through the kill-death ratios. There wasn't any particular play that stood out to carry the team. And the same goes for TK. It was very, very balanced. So this purely came down to the chemistry and teamwork of Mindfreak, allowing them to come on top of TK.
Yeah, definitely. The slaying power on both these teams seem to be equal. They're both doing exactly what they need to do. Players stepping up, players getting into the hard point, rotating them seem to be fine. It's just sometimes one team had the better setup than the other, and that's sort of where those scores were coming from. So, ladies and gentlemen, we take a short little break. When we come back, game number 2 with an S&D in this matchup between TK and MF.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 2015 Call of Duty World Championship. You're joining both myself, Rel, and Bioacid here on the Bravo stage. What a fantastic event presented by Xbox we've got, and what a great game we've just seen, Bioacid.
Oh, it has. Obviously, the first hardpoint matchup between MF and TK, you know, overall, KD-wise, not much difference. You know, slaying points were right where they needed to be. It's just the fact that the setups and just the hardpoint control was more in favour of MF tonight instead of TK. So the scoreline was 250 to 192 for those just joining us in that matchup. S&D on Detroit are going to be heading into next. And obviously, you know, these guys are all fighting to get into top 6. They're currently located in top 8, so if they lose here, they're still in the money. They're still guaranteed some prize money. They have to play it out for, I think, 7th, 8th positioning later on in a play-out match. But right now, these guys are still wanting to fight alive, and the winner of this will verse Prophecy.
Yes, and this is going to be Detroit Search and Destroy that's played out next. As you were just covering over there, Bioacid, this game is for a guaranteed $50,000. Both of these teams already guaranteed 25, but they can double their prize money and still potentially advance in this tournament. There's a lot of pride being played for. Look at this. Theory leads TK in Search and Destroy with a kill-death ratio of 1.4, S&D kills per map, 8.05. Accounts for 100% of the TK's bomb plans in group play. Heavy objective player, as you can see.
Big shout out there to COD Stats for that statistics there being provided. But right now we'll head into an attacking round, of course, with the TK boys. Obviously they are on that attack first thing off in this round here. We'll turn that coverage on as you'll see them all, and obviously you guys will get ready and aware for this round.
Yeah, and here we go now with Theory picking up this bomb. And surprise, surprise, he is going to be carrying that bomb, as we just saw from the stats. So, I mean, this is something that we see from a lot of teams now. They do have this designated bomb carrier. It works in their favor because they know exactly what to do on each map, but can sometimes work against them because if Mindfreak pick up on this and they know Theory's going to be carrying that bomb and they shut him down, they know he will have dropped the bomb. Yeah,
Theory's going for that bank shot nade there. A couple of nades coming in, followed by the trophy though, so they know someone's located, and there's some shots coming out. Dan's putting down Theory, who was trying to make his way into that bomb site just then. A few more players now working the defense. They're trying to hightail it out of there. Bit of a congestion around that doorway as the nade rolls on out to say hi.
Yep, and Goon cleverly evades that, just backing off now. However, they're finding themselves in a really sticky situation here. I'm just going to switch things over to Looney and see what's going on with him with that thermal Moors. Just trying to make a pick.
Yeah, he's obviously just waiting back here, hoping someone's going to poke out and make a mistake. It would look like, though, thanks to the minimap, we've seen the top left-hand side of the screen, that Mindfreak are just chilling back here. They've got the first pick of the round. They're just got to wait the play. There it is there again. You know, Mindfreak just sat back, waited for these guys to make the challenge there. Sharp comes around the corner, firing at nothing. Buzzin did the smart thing. They got a kill and faded away a little bit. Denzen picks up Goonjar. Sharp now by himself in a 1v4. Comes around the back there on a nice little flank on Shocks, though, to find him. On the hump for some more players. All they got to do is just try and stay alive now, run that clock down, and they'll have the round.
Oh, yeah, it would be a massive, massive choke if Mindfreak were to lose this. They're just going to stay alive for 6 more seconds and they've got the win. And there we go. Round one goes in their favor. And, you know, Bioacid, you were just telling me before about that Aware game Mindfreak just played, where they dominated Aware 6-0, I believe, the Search and Destroy.
They did, but we have to remember that Aware is not TK.
Oh,
so
no.
That sort of information, you know, it's a good confidence boost for Mindfreak, knowing that they just had a 6-0 victory on this map. But at the same time, they know not to take TK seriously, just like TK obviously know not to take MF seriously because they've come this far.
Yep, absolutely. So let's get on board with the attack inside. And is there any particular play you feel best to watch for attack from Mindfreak?
Fighter and Dan's both had a great S&D game before, so I feel Dan's will be a man to watch. He's going to try, he always watches this long pass scope for that cutoff there, but I feel that if TK are going to poke and push it all and show any aggressiveness, he'll be one of the players to get that kill. Now, just be aware that a few players from MF are going to be running that overkill with the Moors as well. So you'll see now Fighter engaging that trophy system to challenge the corner there, no one there. Oh, but a nice bank shot nade on Sharp to find him. Goes for the second one, but Theories with a good scope out to find Shocks.
And I can't help but feel that while sometimes Fighter, Dens and Shocks are just let off the leash, Buzzin's the guy that has to do all the dirty work for Mindfreak.
Buzzin is that designated bomb carrier, it would seem, across from that Mindfreak side of things. And you'll just see him chilling on the board. Thanks to that minimap, we see that setup they have. Theories, though, is going to cause some damage in the back end by finding Dens. It's going to force Shock damage. Buzzin and Fighter to both push away a little bit here and get in a different setup position than they were in before. Buzzin finds Theory. One player face-to-face with Looney. There's Fighter on Looney there. And the second round will go to MF, now making it 2-0.
Yep, and when we add that to the previous Search and Destroy game, that's currently 8 rounds of Search and Destroy back-to-back that Mindfreak have been able to win. And I mean, it's something that we saw a lot more at the previous Call of Duty World Championship, the Australian domination when it came to Search and Destroy. But before now, they've actually been struggling a little bit.
Well, they have, and just to note in that game as well you're talking about, Fighter did go 10-1 with a 7 kill streak. So I said kill streak, I was right the first time, and he's currently on 4-0. Now that's nothing to take away. You know, obviously, if Looney and Goonjar start getting some points on the board here, this will easily change in an instant.
Well, here we go. I want to see more of TK. I want to see what they can do to answer back here. Theory, of course, that designated bomb carrier making the big push. He's going to come head-to-head now with Dens. Got to be careful if he's going to go around this corner. Does get shut down. Two-piece by Dens. Goonjar answers back.
Almost a 3-piece there, but they know that there's going to be a bomb situated in that sort of area right now, so they're going to realise that it'll either be a B plant or it's going to be a back rotate to A. So obviously, the 2 options you're going to have to go for. But they're just going to keep an eye on that back rotation, I feel. It's at the same time, they've got to watch out for any push inside of B. So you'll see there on that minimap, they are thinking it's going to be a back rotate to that A bomb side, feeling that they're going to give up on B like they did last time. We'll wait and find out, though, as that clock is going to tick on down with 40 seconds left.
They're taking this very slowly, but wisely sticking together. Great teamwork here from Gunjar and Looney as they make this slow sweep around to B. And I think Mindfreak are aware of it. Just cast your eyes over to that minimap area. You can see the locations of each player. Shots takes down Looney. Gunjar 1 versus 3.
Yeah, and just like that, he was looking at the right-hand side, but they had a player at the back just in case they were going to wrap through back to B across Main Street. You'll see here, Buzzin just keeping an eye on that situation down Main Street. Good work there by the MF squad, but they're still not out of this yet. Obviously, they still want to, keep on going. They want to try and get another victory, obviously, on that point board. But TK is one of those teams. I think we saw. I'm pretty sure during that Orbit match, they were down an S&D round, and then they brought it back to win the S&D and win the series.
Yep. Absolutely, and here we go with Fighter now. It's great to see, of course, we are based in LA here for the Call of Duty World Championships. There's a lot of American fans that have come out to support TK. TK with a huge fan base, and it's quite funny to actually see the small cluster of Australians just backing the boys all the way from Oz and representing OzCOD here. Here we are with Fighter. As you said, he was the standout player, right, in that previous Search and Destroy?
In the last game, 10-1, but there's a player to his left. He's not too sure about it, though, behind the fax machine. There's the challenge there, and just like that, Gunjar pops up just too soon, and we'll take down Fighter to clean him up.
There may be a small little cluster, but they don't half make some noise, Bioacid. big support for them. Here we go with Buzzin, as I said. The guy that seems to have to do the dirty work no matter what the map, but he is putting up some big numbers here. 4-0, 4 streak, yet to die after 3 rounds of Search and Destroy.
Of course, this is a bit of a different round right now. Mindfreak wanted to try and be a bit more aggressive earlier on. They weren't having much luck on it, though. A few players out to the left-hand side. Nades hitting Buzzin every which way. He's too worried about which way he can go back. And Hightail a little bit there. Trade-off in school, perhaps they're out there having a few players putting some shots in there. It's going to be Theory's picking up Dens that time around. He's got the call to make a play now. He's got 2 players inside of the school here from the TK squad. Buzzin, he's got 1 player back up to his left-hand side. They're both pushing in at the same time here. It's going to be a challenge, perhaps a trade-off here. Trying to get some shots out there. One gets turned. Theory's nice little 2-piece, I think they might have been. I think Theory got 3 players in total that round.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a 2-piece to clean things off. So great play from TK, finally getting around there on the scoreboard. Yeah, we can see Theory just situate himself in a nice little corner to defend the bomb site and gets a great cutoff. So, using that number advantage that TK had in that round and finally getting around there, this is the momentum boost he needed. They couldn't be going 4 rounds down against Mindfreak.
Oh, no, exactly right. You are there. And Theory had a 3 kill streak on that round alone. So, obviously, you would have seen him at 2 and 3 before that at the start of that round. Now 5 and 3. It's going to help boost his confidence too. If Looney can grab a kill or 2 this round, it should be a TK round. Good
job there with the thermal side. Might be able to make a pick here. There we go, and it's a big kill against Shocks as that's the first blood. That's really going to help TK if they can now go for trade-offs.
Yeah, obviously, Gunjar with that nice little thermal on that Morse that came out there moments ago. He's going to try and peek and poke any which way he can to find a few players here at Atlas in the middle control center. Can't see any players in any corners though. Thanks to Cloud Vision, we know where they all are. Obviously around that area, you got Buzzin in the main street, usually behind that half wall. It should more than likely be Fighter inside of the hospital there at A, and then of course you will have Dens on that B defensive. And you see Fighter pop out quickly, grab a kill, go away.
Yeah. And that evens things up now, 3-3. Great work from Fighter. Theory though still with the bomb in hand, keeping his distance, almost connects with the snipe. Really unfortunate there for him. It'll really help TK out. Looney struggling though on the Search and Destroy to get into it. Theory's made a pick. This is going to open things up on the school flank. There's only 1 person to defend it. It's going to be Dens. It's got to go big.
Yeah, but just like that, Sharp pushes in from the right-hand side. They knew there'd be a player in there defending. Trophy System's going to block both those nades from Fighter as he tries to pick up the kills there. 1 player back window. He can't get the hop in. And just like that, 2 rounds in a row now to TK. And like I said, it's one of those teams you can't count out because they've been down in S&D a few times and they've brought it back. So Mindfreak still have a lot of work to do if they want to try and pick up the series and take it 2-0 in this sort of situation. Of course, it won't still be a win. It's just best of 5, so they'll need to hit 3 before that happens. But TK definitely on the comeback right now.
Yeah, and that was just amazing map awareness from Sharp. He could have stuck with his teammates, he could have stuck around that bomb site, but he knew there was going to be a flank attempted, and he read the game well, so TK getting back into this. Now, we've not given Dens too much cover on this Search and Destroy. We see this initial attempt at a snipe he goes for, and then we kind of go off the bat, so I'm just going to stick with him for a moment and see if he can produce anything.
Yeah, he's just going to call that out to his teammates, let them know there's 2 players that pushed inside of school, so obviously it's going to give them that extra knowledge and awareness. Shocks, however, has to be a bit careful here, because Shocks is on 1 and 4, so he has to pick up a few more kills, as does Looney from the other side of things. If either of these players get a few kills, that'll help their team and boost their own personal confidence a little bit.
Yeah, I was just seeing what Dens was doing. I thought he was going to make the push on his own and just almost try and create a bit of a distraction at B for his teammates, but decided to hold back. Fighter somehow still alive after sustaining so much damage.
A lot of nades coming in around him though. Still manages to stay alive as those nades pushed on through. He's got one player back green here, though. He does challenge for it. He will get the kill, but Goonja, he comes back out in the opposite side of things. Goonja, two-piece there. Nade on buzzing, picks up the kill on Fighter. Shock's now challenging here. It's a 2v3. Denz and Shock's up against Theory, Goonja, and Looney.
Shox does manage to empty some of his clip into the enemy there. 2 versus 3. As you say, Bioacid time running out as well. Shox taking even more damage. Denz, you're going to have to come and support him.
I don't think he has much time to rotate back and around. Denz is going to get shot in the back here from the player just across the A. It's going to be Looney. Shox picked up Theories, though. One more player inside the B-bomb side. They know he's going to be there. He's going to hope that they challenge for it. He's going to have to stop this plant. I think they're going to come running on in and rush him for it. They will try and go for that trade-off instead. And just like that, there it is. Goonja, he gets the kill. He'll get the defuse there as well. And they'll just wait and see what would have happened there is if he hadn't gone for the plant, this would have backed away. You know, Goonja could have challenged for it, but Looney would have backed away, let the time run out, and it would have been in their favour anyway. So, you know, you have to do something. I guess the plant was the overall good idea, the right choice to make, but you know, it was one of those things that you couldn't really do much with that amount of time remaining. So 3-3 now, Rel, here, round number 7 coming up.
Oh yeah, it's a really cruel situation sometimes on attack because you're just out of time and you have no options. You've got to do something risky, and unfortunately it doesn't always go in your favour. So I believe that's 3 rounds then on the bounce now for TK, is that right?
It is indeed. Obviously they were 3-0 down, they've brought it 3 rounds back, and they're being very aggressive towards A.
There we go. Big kill there by Theory. Goonja got the initial melee against Spider. Nice snipe there from Theory. Should be able to go for the plant now as Buzzin is the only person left alive to stop this.
Yeah, Buzzin now crossing Main Street. Worrying about his back here. He's in a 1v3 situation. He's got a player just dashed inside of green. One player just ran past instead of hospital as well. That'll be the round to TK. That is 4 straight. And these guys are looking on fire right now for their S&D.
Oh yeah, Mindfreak have thrown away that lead they had 3-0. I mean, they were looking really, really good to actually take that statistic.